Welcome and good evening to everyone, and thanks for making the time. We all parents and our schools have been doing remote learning. I don't know if there are any experiences. What have you seen so far? Are your children learning? Are you having issues, security issues online, safety issues online? Are you concerned about the security of your children online? Just general sharing of experiences.
From my experience, there were a few challenges, sometimes with the internet and sometimes with the content, especially when it's live. And then with the children, there are challenges with the manners. Like you said, the housekeeping, their children, is new to them. So those challenges come up from time to time. Basically, those are the challenges I can recall.
Okay, thank you very much. So our outline for today, housekeeping is done about us. So we're just going to give a brief about who we are, MyNext, SmartSapp, who are we, and why do we have to be talking to you about child safety online and all those things. And we also try to look at the future of COVID-19. We specifically study this carefully, so we have some facts and data to support whatever we're going to tell you. So just to give you an idea of what is going to happen going forward, because there's too much uncertainty. So estimated percentage of infection. So we're just going to have an idea. Are you, as you sit now, are you safe? Are you going to get COVID-19 or not? How long will COVID-19 persist? How long will it be around? We're going to give some ideas, give you some forecast, and then you see how long it's going to be. When will schools reopen? Very big question. We're going to give a projection and you can have an idea of what is going on. Now, remote learning challenges. So you're going to see remote learning. What are some of the challenges? So you have to share with me some of the challenges. And then we'll try to let you see how we try to help solve those challenges that comes with remote learning. And then we're going to now deep dive into your child security online. We're going to give you certain pointers, real practical pointers to child security online. So we're going to tell you the kind of things you can put in place, the kind of apps you can use, and all those kind of things that will actually help you. You can't totally eliminate it, but as a parent, you need to do your duty of taking care of your ward. So you need to give them the best and then make sure that they are safe online. So we will try to share very deep insight into some of the things that you can do. And at that time, I also welcome other parents sharing with us some of the things they've also done that have given them results when it comes to the child security on board. Because we are not the only people who know. There are a lot of parents who are very good and who has a lot of experience with dealing with their children, and they've also put in steps. They can also share those steps with fellow parents as well. And then how you can get on SmartSapp class. So let's say if you are a parent or a school or how do you get into SmartSapp class? If you think, oh, I want to be in SmartSapp class, because I probably think my child might be safe or it makes life easy or something, how do you get into SmartSapp class? And then we're going to have Q&A. The Q&A, I'll encourage you to mostly use the chat box, send all your questions. If I'm going and there's something you want to ask, put it in there. I will review it and will respond and give you an answer. Okay, I think we're good to go. Comments here, there is less contact hours compared to the regular contact hours. Okay, cool. That's some of the things that I'm seeing. All right, so let's go. Deep dive. MyNext. Who are original our business lines are two. We're into software development and mining support services. We've been around for the past 8 years and we've been doing purely mining support, technical support for mines in West Africa and in Ghana. In Ghana, we've been doing business with Gold Fields for the past 8 years. We've been doing business with Newmont, the two Newmont sites. They know us. If there's anyone here who is on the webinar, they know us very well on site. And we provide 24/7 technical support for some of the most critical softwares that the mines use. So we've been in that space for a while. Everything we do is always either safety. On the side, we are supporting some of the most critical safety softwares that the mines are using to keep the operators safe while operating those huge equipment. So we are the people behind that. And on our software side, we came out with a child security system that helps schools prevent child kidnappings from schools and so many other things that the software does. So we very conscious about security, and all our expertise are in this area. And so that's why we feel at this point that we should be able to use our experience and skill in the area to research and gather some information that we can share with you, that you can equally use to help with your child security online. So that is just a brief about us, and you can visit the website mynextreestate.com and you can see what we do. You can also type smartsapp.com just at the top here, access that website, and you can see some of the things that we're doing. So the future of COVID-19, what do you think it's going to look like? So I don't know what you think, how this whole thing is going to pan out, how it's going to end, where it's going to go, how long it's going to be here. I don't know what you're thinking, but from where we sit and from all the things we've put together, we think we need it for the long haul. So if you're going to prepare for COVID-19, prepare for the long term. Because the way COVID-19 is, if even you have one person in the world with the virus, it's still going to go around the world again. But remember, it's impossible to eliminate coronavirus out of the world from every country, every village. It's not possible. It's even going to be around. Some people even have it without even knowing. So for it to go away, we don't think so. So that is our perspective. You're more than welcome to disagree with us, but this is what we think. Now, estimations. Do you think you, as a person, you're going to get COVID-19? From all the science and data, virus infections like COVID-19, once it hits the world or a nation, usually the estimations are that more than 70% of the population will be infested. It is not we saying it, you can check it, all the research is there. More than 70% of the population of Ghana, of the world, will contract coronavirus. So whether you're going to be part of the 70% or you're going to be part of the less than 30%, I don't know. But what we need to know is that a huge chunk of the population is going to get coronavirus at the end of the day. So just brace up yourself. This is not to scare you. This is just to prepare you, prepare your mind. If today you are tested positive, don't panic. Take it easy. You're not going to die. You will recover. You'll be fine. Just the panic and the fear is actually what kills people, not the virus itself. So don't panic. Relax. Me, if they test me and say I'm positive, okay, bring it on. Let's go for the treatment. And even you might be lucky you don't even show any symptoms at all. So take all the necessary precautions. Delay your time. You will get it anyway, but just delay it a bit and let's get to know it further and get more medication before you get it. Just like those who had it earlier, we didn't know anything, so we're guessing. Now we know more, so the death rate has dropped. So that's the reason why we have to prolong it. But eventually we'll all get it anyway. So don't panic. It is not to frighten you. You don't need to be frightened for any reason, but just be prepared psychologically that you're going to get it. Because everybody around you is going to have it anyway. You can't be an island, So just prepare. Let's just wait for our turn. For how long will COVID-19 persist? From our estimations, once again, we think this is going to be with us for good. So just like flu is with us, there are so many other viral diseases that are with us, and they are with us. They are not going anywhere. Sometimes they come and then they go. They come and then they go. Even Ebola. When Ebola came, they didn't say it's gone. It's not. When you still go to those countries, once in a while it spikes up in the village, but because the treatment is there, they are able to handle it. But those ones are not so infectious like COVID-19. So they are able to contain it quickly. For COVID-19, it's not like that. Just one person can still go around the world. So that's why it's pure logic that this is going to be with us for the long haul. So just prepare. When will schools reopen? Once again, from our estimations, people are saying September, August. From where we sit, we don't think so. The earliest will be January 2021. January 2021. But even that one, we doubt it. We doubt it so much we don't think at that time the situation would have improved for any or would have changed in any way. So we're not hoping to see schools coming back. Even in January, we don't think so. Maybe April 2021, April, May 2021, the possibility might be there. But January onwards, we could get probably things changing. So we're hoping. Remote learning challenges. So I think Mr. Daniel, when we started, made mention of some of the challenges he has observed, and those challenges he mentioned them as Mr. Daniel. I don't know if you are so. Yeah, Mr. Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I'm trying to recap the challenges you mentioned, but it kind of makes up my mind. If you can just recap for me, we are just looking at what are some of the challenges you've observed. So we are all parents. If there's any parent here, you can equally just let us know some of the challenges you faced, because we want to share some of the challenges we faced. We'll just give you a bit of an intro into the way we've solved it in one of our platforms before we get into the security bit of the security challenges and how we can help the children. So just quick one, Mr. Daniel, just recap some of the...
I think the first thing I said was with content.
Okay,
time was short. Teachers were unable to put the nature of content they had was not too convenient to send it through the internet, because most of the content was hard copy and they needed to send soft copy. They needed to mark scripts, write exams, all those things were used to a hard copy type, not a soft copy type. So content was a challenge. Our usual issues of not having the internet, especially when they wanted to do live tuition. The internet was not, what do you call it? Sometimes it went off, was not stable. And then like one other patient, a parent said, because of the instability of internet, teachers not having a difficulty passing out information, soft information, because the information they had was hard. Contact periods were significantly reduced because you would have to be on the internet and the information was not coming. So basically, I think those are the things I can recall. Content, the instability of the internet, and then the teachers having the relevant tools to, teach and communicate with the children effectively. And then also parents, especially for children who were too young, they needed parents to also be around in order to supervise. And that sometimes was also frustrating for parents because we had to work and at the same time make time to supervise. So those are the few challenges I can recall.
Okay, so if I can just recap, it was content, internet connectivity, and the medium or platform the parents, teachers were using to send the lesson wasn't convenient. And also it needed a lot of inputs from parents, and they were more like trying to do that with your work. Because teaching itself is a full-time job, and then you have another full-time job, so you have two full-time jobs now. So a lot of parents overwhelmed. Is that a general feeling across? Is that, if you have if you share the same sentiments with Mr. Daniel, just give me a yes on the chat box. Let me know. If you have something slightly different to share, or just unmute yourself and then you can share. If not, just give me a yes, and then so that I know you heard him and then we are on the same page and you having the same issues. Just give me a yes. Yeah, Samuel Abodo says yes. Who else is experiencing the same thing? Rashid, can you hear me now? You sent a message, you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, so let's...
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Delali. Go ahead.
This is Mrs. Aglago.
Okay.
I have observed the problem with network and the late starts. Some of the kids don't come early. So as the class goes on, they enter one after the other. Yeah, that's what I've observed so far. But with content and other things, I think I'm cool with it.
Okay, so you are a teacher, I presume.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so okay, teacher parent. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Then you don't have a problem. All right, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
so her problem was the children joining late and also network connectivity. So those were some of her issues. Okay, cool. So I will just allow Erica, our senior product manager, to just take us through briefly. We came out with a platform just to help schools streamline the whole e-learning process and make it easy and convenient for both parents and teachers. So I'll let her just take us through briefly how that is supposed to help resolve some of these issues. Right after that, then we'll deep dive into the security issues and how we can you can help the children stay safe online. So I will move now to Erica. So Erica, if you can take over and then proceed. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and Erica, please be ready to share your screen now. Erica, are you ready to share your screen?
Yes, please, Frank. I'm very ready
Okay.
to share my screen. Thank
Okay.
you.
So yeah. So just hit and start. Once I leave, then your screen should appear.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, once again. My name is Erica, as Frank mentioned earlier, and I'm going to go through a presentation trying to explain or try to solve some of the what SmartSapp solved with some of the questions that were asked or some of the problems that were presented. So if you can see my screen, you will see that I'm welcoming a parent for this presentation. This is Madam Mamle. Madam Mamle has 3 children. One is in class 1. Nana is in class 1. Lenny is in nursery 2. And Israel is in JHS 1. Madam Mamle has all these 3 kids in one school, or they can also be across several schools. How does she cope, or how is SmartSapp helping her school help her cope with all the problems that we have mentioned earlier? So I'm going to go through that very quickly with you. Let's start with some of the things that teachers do in class, or teachers were doing in class. We got this feedback from some of the teachers that helped us build this platform. So the first thing is learning. Our students or our children need to learn. They need to learn for some period of time in a day. They need to get enough things to learn on. They need to develop skills. They need to study. They need to be able to get experiences, and they need to be taught. Right now, we are doing this out of class. And as Mr. Nana rightly said, it's a bit difficult because some of the content were on paper, some were in Excel, scattered about in class. But it was well organized as long as the students were physically present in school. How do they carry all that online and still make it relevant, still make it rich, and still make your lives a little bit easy? We take our children to school so that they can get all this education. Now they are home. How can we and the teachers work together to make this efficient for our kids? I'll start with a lesson plan for number recognition for preschool kids, children in nursery or even kindergarten. Okay. Now, usually this is what the teachers do. They give lessons. So this is a lesson on number recognition. And then they would go through some learning objectives. They have some materials and some preparations that they need to go through. They have some terms. And they have, I have attached some of the things that they would have done in class. So they need to give you, the parents, this material so that you have an understanding of what your child is going to do. In fact, this would not have been possible. You wouldn't have even known until the end of term if COVID-19 was not there. So COVID-19 is bad, but these are some of the good things it's presenting us. You get to know how your child is supposed to learn. Okay, so they give the lesson plan is supposed to take 10 minutes. This gives you a chance to know, okay, how long am I supposed to teach my child, or how long is my child supposed to learn this subject? Okay, it is sometimes, or what we have seen is the child is left to go through almost every subject in the world in a day because the parents don't know what they should learn at what time, or even how much of it. Okay, so this lesson plans tell you, okay, you are supposed to do this for every 10 minutes. It gives you the instructions, okay, how the teacher would have done this in class. It gives you the instruction. It gives you guided practices. So attached is all the materials you would have needed to go through with the child. And it gives you how long, if you have 2 or 3 kids, how long independently they are supposed to be working. And then at the end of the day, when learning is done, students are supposed to be assessed. We need to know if the children are learning. Every child is different. The way I will assess Nana is different from the way I will assess Kofi. The way I will assess Joy is so different because they have special needs. Most of the time, the teachers monitor these children as they are sitting in class. How are they going to do that now that they are not there with your help? Okay, then they review, and then they give you usually a terminal report, or they give you an end of term assessment of how your children have done. Now, this platform is a teacher's platform. We SmartSapp have given the teachers the ability to be able to curate this information for you as a parent easily. So I'm going to go ahead and send this to the one that we are logging in here. Now, I'll go ahead and go to Lenny's class. So this is you as a parent who has logged in. Now, again, you will probably be receiving information from email. Tomorrow is WhatsApp. Then you're supposed to give some information to the teacher via email. Everything is scattered. You have a busy schedule, and then you have to be knowing, okay, which one have I submitted? Which one haven't I submitted? Has my child learned today? Has he done this today? Okay. This platform is saying that don't worry. Everything is sorted out very quick, very nicely here for you. You are welcome, and you can quickly go to all the assignments that are pending for your child or what. All the quizzes or tests they are supposed to take, and any reading materials they are supposed to go through to complete the assignments. Again, all the activities they have to do and the reading resources are grouped by the subjects. So everything is arranged very well for you. And then you can log in. Let's go to the learning material that's, I think it was mathematics, right? So this is how this shows to you. Lenny's teacher just posted this, we just did this, and you can see everything here, right? These are all the things that were attached. All the learning resources that were attached are here. Now, if sometimes we also explain, we have internet issues. You can download this and then go through the child at your convenience. Today you have internet, you download. Tomorrow you don't have, no problem. You work out and then come back again when you have internet to continue the lessons. If it's a video that was uploaded, you can download the video and then you go through it very quickly with your children conveniently. When you are ready, you come back online when you have small internet and then go through the activities. Again, for Lenny, who is in nursery 1, there were some reading lessons that we're giving here. It's a lesson on friendship, okay? They are supposed to learn how to make friends. Even though they are not in school, they still have to keep that skill. This is a video that has been uploaded by Lenny's teacher, okay?
Hi, my name is Laywin Fan.
You can...
I'm the illustrator of Universe by Stephanie Watson. Hector and Louie do everything together.
Let's learn small.
They make funny drinks. They tell knock-knock jokes. They love to dance, dance, dance. They even both have pet pythons together. Wait, scratch that. They have pet fishes named Python. Louie and Hector are the best friends in the universe. And so...
Okay, so we have gone through, you can see that you can go through all these lessons even if there are 5, your child can be engaged. Just go through one at a time. You are getting internet issues, or you even have to leave the house. You don't want to leave the internet on. You can quickly download this information. It's downloaded onto your PC, and you can come back to it later. Content for Lenny in nursery is taken care of, and your teachers can also sit comfortably in their homes and give these lessons very well. Now, Lenny has learned about counting, has gone through the lessons. There are some few assignments or some worksheets that the teacher wanted Lenny to go through so that they can access them. This assignment is here. So we went through, the lesson was about learning how to count from 1 to 10, right? Now, how can this teacher also give this learning materials to Lenny so that he can also go ahead and answer all the things that they learned so that they can be assessed, they can be monitored. We can see if Lenny is making progress, if he needs more help, if he needs, just needs to be pushed to get the right skill. Again, this platform gives a way for the school or the teachers to create a multiple choice if they want, or short answer questions for Lenny I've already prepared this, so I'm going to go ahead as a teacher and publish this to Lenny. Now, as soon as this is published, as a parent or as Lenny's parent, I'm going to get a notification. So this is an example of a notification that Lenny's parents would have gotten, or Madam Mamle is getting. She gets this in her email. If you have our mobile app as a parent, you get notified also on your mobile app. In fact, if you are sitting in your office, you are busy, you are going to get notification. You can quickly call home or send a message home. Look, this assignment has just been created for Lenny. Kindly get him to get to his tablet or his PC and go through this assignment right now. Or, oh, it's due on 31st. So when I come home, I know that Lenny has this on their schedule. You can quickly take your time and go through it with Lenny. That is all streamlined. So as a parent, if I click on this link, I come back to Lenny's things to do, and you can see this is the assignment that was just created, that we just created by the teacher. And Lenny can actually go through this, and then Lenny was asked to pick every 6. So Lenny has to pick this 6 and this 6 and then go next. Lenny has been asked to pick every 7. So Lenny has to pick this 7 and this 7 and go through. Lenny has asked to again pick a 6. So I pick a 6 again, pick a 6 again, and then I submit to Lenny's teacher. That's it. Lenny's teacher gets this assignment submitted, gets notified, and then they can go ahead and assess the students. Now, let's go through one for Nana Kweku, who is in class 1. We have seen how content can be nicely created for people who are in preschool, right? Let's see how that is done for a child in class 1. So Nana Kweku, again, Nana Kweku's mom, Auntie Mamle, just switches the context of the word from being learning now to Nana Kweku. Nana Kweku is ready to learn. He's the one sitting behind the computer. So you quickly come here, switch to Nana's session, and that's it. Now Nana has some lessons in English and music. So let's say we want Nana to go ahead and see the assignments that have been given to Nana. Nana has some assignments on Alice's Journey in Wonderland. Okay. Although it's due on 31st, you are an awesome parent. You want them to start going through it now. So we are going to go ahead and go through what the assignment is all about. Okay, we got here and we realized that this is a lesson Nana Kweku has not learned yet. So he needs to take some lessons. The learning materials for this assignment is right here. Okay, Nana can just click on this and do some learning. Okay, what is all this lesson about? I'm supposed to answer some questions about Alice's Journey, but I haven't learned yet. So you go ahead and then Nana can quickly learn, take all the lessons before they can come back and then answer the question. Again, they can download this anytime, learn it offline and come back. So we are going back to Nana's class to take this quiz or this assignment. So this is a short answer assignment, which means that Nana is supposed to type something. It was different from the multiple choice question assessment. This one, it requires that Nana type something. Now, this is a point where we have this window here. Nana can enter and type all their assignments here. So it says that name the course. Pardon me if I'm going to get this wrong. So Alice is a beautiful girl will be my answer. Okay. Now let's say this requires that Nana has to attach something. So maybe they have to draw something on paper and attach it back. They go ahead, take their paper, draw or answer whatever they needed to do, and just quickly attach, take a picture of it, and then attach that very quickly here. Assuming this is what Nana wanted to attach, it's attached here. If they wanted to also attach a video file or anything, they can quickly do it, attach it here, and then submit their answer to their teacher. We are going to go through the same so that we can submit this to our teacher. Alice again. Alice again. And that's it. This is submitted to Nana's teacher, and that's all. The teacher can now go through, assess the assignment, and give Auntie Mamle the feedback. So we've gone through how the children can learn, how they can submit assignments and exams and quizzes. Okay. Now, one thing that we also noticed is previously or currently or based on the school your ward is going to, you get feedback maybe at the end of the term. What SmartSapp gives you is get feedback now. Get feedback on every assignment. Get feedback on every lesson that is taught. Okay, you don't have to wait till the end of term before you start getting to know, okay, Nana had 92, but then you don't know whether that 92, Nana is struggling with maybe reading some particular words, or Nana cannot maybe write 6 very well, or Nana cannot do something, but you can't really tell because you have a summative value at the end of the term. How can SmartSapp help you as a parent to do this? We are going to use the Israel, who is in JHS 1, to also show you how a student in JHS can also use SmartSapp, okay, or how it can be beneficial to them, how content can be created here that they can go through. So fortunately, Israel has some marks or some feedback from their teacher. They took an end of second term examination, right? And they took it just today. They answered this question today. The teacher quickly marked it, and then the feedback is right here. So Israel got 2/10, but that is not a problem, right? The whole point of SmartSapp is your children need to learn. They need to be assessed. It's not their fault if they are not getting things right. Maybe the assessment is supposed to help them be taught differently, right? Maybe this Israel needs to be singled out and then be taught and be given the correct feedback to get him moving. Feedback is not supposed to make Israel feel bad or feel troubled, okay? So what SmartSapp allowed this teacher to do is give specific feedback on every single question to Israel. So on this question, even though Israel got it wrong, this is a feedback from Israel's teacher. Says, can you tell me more about how you figured that out? Okay, this triggers a one-on-one session with Israel. Okay, and then you realize that there was an overall comment from the teacher here. He says that, Israel, you are right on track, but you are not quite there yet. Let us have a cup of hot chocolate drink together to learn more. Okay, SmartSapp allow teachers to be able to feel free and give this feedback to Israel. And it's not just to Israel, it's you, Israel's parents, now have information on this because you can log in and see this feedback. If there was something specific Israel is supposed to do, you can quickly take it up. The goal is to know his weaknesses, to see how he's comparing with other children, and to get him going, to reach that place. Okay, so this is how, as the parent, you are going to be, you would be seeing, or you would have access to your children information progressively, not just at the end of the term. Now, there are some books posted for Israel to learn. There are some reading materials, okay? Now, SmartSapp has a library. All the books that you have been purchasing, all the books that you have hard copies of can be uploaded onto SmartSapp, and the child's reading progress can be tracked. You, a parent, has access to it, as long as Junior has access to his reading. Anytime he comes, he can continue reading from the last book he was reading. Okay. Now, the scattered lessons, all right, the scattered lessons that were all around. He needs to go to a class you are not aware of. A notification is sent to you every time that there is a class that he's supposed to attend, maybe on Zoom or some other online platform. It can be set up by the school, and all you need to do is come and just go to class. All right. At the end of the term, which you already have, you don't want to lose that overall assessment from the school. The terminal reports are still here. You can still have access to them, print it out, go through it, reach out to the teachers if you want to find out how best you can help your children achieve more, even though they are not physically in your class. So I think I will end it here. And then as we ask questions, any presentation I've missed, I can quickly go through it and then help you out. Thank you very much. So Frank, please, you can kindly take over.
So Erica, thank you. All right, thank you. So child security online, that is what we're going to get into right now. We all know at this point that the kids are more like online all the time. Now the school is in the tablet, in the computer, in the phone. We're told, don't bring phones to school. Now the narrative has changed. Now the school has to enter the phone. It has to enter the tablet. So where do we stand? So now when school reopens, I'm not sure any teacher is going to say don't bring phone to school because the school is already in the phone. Okay. So parental guide tips. We are going to share a few tips with you, and then online security measures, and then parental control software. So let's move to some of the tips. One thing we will want to share with parents in this webinar is one, if you haven't started, we would recommend you start. You need to start cybersecurity conversation with your child. Don't think your child is too young, my child is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, is too young. No. Start cybersecurity conversation with your child. They are not too young. What they know, you don't know half. Start that conversation. But what kind of conversation do you start in the first place? You see, you need to let your child understand. Don't tell them. You need to let them understand that there is adult content and there is children content. They need to understand that in the internet, there are two types of content. Some are for adults, some are for children. They need to know that. I'll give you an instance. I had a very shocking instance where my little girl, she was 6 years by then, and she was, going through her video, and she saw they had this video where they were teaching little kids about, people touching them and all that. So they will tell them if it's not right for someone to touch here and there. So she went through this thing, and then she came and called me. I went and she sat with me and started playing the video. I said, wait a minute. Then she sat with me, played the video to the end. She didn't say anything. She was sitting with me, played the video to the end. So I asked her, what does that mean? She said, it's just teaching her some of the things that if someone should do it, I want you to know. If someone should do it, I'll come and tell you so that you are aware. I said, fantastic. If anyone ever does anything like this, please let me know right away. So these are the type of conversation we need to start having. And make it very easy for your child to be able to come to you, to tell you certain things. Once you open that up, they'll tell you things, and from what they are telling you, you'll be able to figure out that, what do I need to tell this child? Don't lie to them. No, be very honest and straightforward. Always let them understand, because children, when they don't understand, they will try to figure it out themselves. They'll try to experiment. But if you can make them understand and know the reason why certain things should and shouldn't be done, usually they take it and it just sticks in their brains like that. Once you can get a stick, if anyone is trying to say, no, mommy said I shouldn't do this, it's sticked in their mind. So that is the only way you can actually get your kid, and you can be 100% sure that they will do the right thing. Now, make them feel free to report anything they see online to you. You see, one thing I have used as a parent is, I've told my kids, if you see anything online you don't know or you don't understand, or they are doing something funny, you can show it to me or let me know. Then I'll tell you what it is. Or if you see some content or some website and you don't know whether it's for children or it's for adults, show it to me, let me know. If you receive any email from anyone beside your class teacher on assignment, let me know. So they will tell you. So be clear with them. What should they be telling you? What should they let you know? It's very important, because when they are unable to tell you those things, that's when you have this cyberbullying and all. People start sending them messages, and then by the time you realize the child is gone with. But from the initial stage, have that conversation. Let them know that if you see anything, just come and ask me. Tell me. If you don't know whether it's adult content or children content, let me know. Show it to me. Very, very important. That is the basics of everything. You can install any software, any application, but if you don't get these basics right, you're not really doing much. Now, endeavor to ask them daily what they learned online. Now, we are all working, we are all busy, but when you get home, just ask them, so today, what did you learn online? What did you see online? Anything new? Children are very honest people. They will go straight and start telling you all the things. As they are telling you, listen carefully. If they say something that you think, but what could that be? Okay, this one I don't understand. Can you show it to me? They will quickly go and show it to you. Take a look. This is trouble. Then you need to say, oh no, but Mama, this actually, I told you in the internet you have adult content, you have children content. This particular one is actually adult content. So you actually, when you assess it, it's not for you. It's not meant for you. It's not good for you. She will understand right away. The next time she sees such content, she says, oh, Mommy says this content is for adults, it's not for me. She will not access it. So let's have that kind of conversation. And I've used this thing. Never, ever, bold, capital, never, ever discipline your child for accessing inappropriate sites. Never do it. Never, ever do it. I'll give you an example. And this one you might not agree with me, but let me just give you a real fact that probably you haven't realized. Do you know why 99.99% of adults, and specifically Ghanaians, lie all the time? Do you know why? Does anyone know? I know this is very controversial. Please don't attack me, but I'm just giving a perspective. Do you know why 99.99% of Ghanaians, adults, lie all the time? Do you know why? This is the reason. When I was growing up, there's something I observed. When you do something and your father comes or your mother comes and say, who did this? And you say, oh, I did it. They will beat the hell out of you. They will shoot the hell out of you just for owning up that I did it. Just for saying the truth that I did it, they will beat the hell out of you. But when they come and they say, who did it? Say, oh, no, I don't know who did it. No beating. So right from childhood, we have been programmed to know that anytime we speak the truth, we are punished. And anytime we lie, we are not punished. That is a terrible training that we've gotten. I have gotten it. You have gotten it. That is why you can debate with me, but we all got that kind of training. If anyone can tell me that when I was growing up, anytime I do something wrong and own up, my parents never beat me up, your parents were doing fantastic. For me, when you say I did it, that's where the beating starts. They will whip you very well. But it should be the opposite. Once the child owns up, you don't need to touch the child. When you do that psychologically, the child understands that anytime I speak the truth, I don't get beaten. But when I lie, I get beaten. So they will grow up with a mind that in everything when I tell the truth, I'm fine. When I lie, I rather get punished. So that is why I say never, ever discipline your child for accessing an appropriate site. Rather sit him or her down and let them understand, hey, there's adult content and there is children content. This one is adult content, it's not for you, and you should not be accessing those ones. And this is children content. So if you see anything like this, don't access, let me know, report to mom, report to me peacefully, and then you find. And they will never do it again. Just try it. They will never do it. Now, turn on parental control for Android and iOS. We'll just show you briefly what to do. So, especially the moms, the children are always with your phones and all the time. Please turn on parental controls. Now, you could also, those with children that use tablets and all that, from time to time, just review the browsing history of the kid. Review them. Yes, so you have conversation with them, but you just want to be double sure. If you don't know how to do it, just ask anyone, oh, how can I review browsing history? Or just type into Google, how do I review browsing history? To just give you step by step. You go to history and bam, you see all the websites the child has accessed, or everything is right there. So you just go through and make sure everything is safe for the child and the child is fine. Now, the other thing we would like to dive into is get a good parental guide software. It's very important. Remember, have a conversation with your child. Make it easy for the child to talk to you and to show you anything that they are seeing online. Let them understand there's adult and there's kids content on the internet. It's very key. You need to make this clear to them. Even when they don't understand, they think everything is for everybody. But when you make it clear that on the internet, some content are for children, some content are for adults. So don't go there. You ask, what content are for adults? Oh, anything that people are fighting and using guns is for adults. It's not for children. Anything that people you see, someone not wearing anything, it's not for children. For children, it should be cartoons and this. Once you get into their minds, you find. Now we're going to go into some softwares that you can use. in addition to the above, don't just go and install the software and that is it. No, the above is more powerful than any software you can ever install. If your child has that mindset, that's it. You're done. You don't need any software to do anything. Okay. Now, so for the parental control, to turn it on, just go to the Play Store. When you go to settings, you can see here parental control off. So most of us is off. Please turn it on. It helps, because if your kid is going to be using your phone, you need to do that. It's very important. Then you follow the process and then you turn it on. Okay. For you can get a video and then you can go through and you just know what to do. You can sort that out. The other softwares or applications that you can use as a parent are the following. We've just researched and we've picked like 4 of them. And then those 4, you can choose which one works for you. So you have social media. For if you want to monitor the social media sites your kid goes and what they do and all that, the one called Back, we think is the best you can get. You have 7 days free trial, which means it's a paid service, so you can use it, subscribe to it, and you can install it on the kid's tablet or computer or whatever, and then you'll be able to monitor all social media websites that they go. You can block certain things in the settings in this particular app. So please, if you want to monitor social media website, usually for your JSS, P6, SSS kids, you can use this to check on them on what they are doing. We know they saying spy on them is just to check on them and make sure they are safe. Okay. So you can check them out and then see what they do. We have no connection or nothing to do with them. We just recommending things that we've researched and think these work well. And so you can speak to. We have no contact with them, no connection with them at all. For your teenagers, Custodio is one of the things that you can use, and it's usually for pornographic blocker. So it blocks all pornography. There's a free version available, so you can download a free version on your kid's tablet or computer or whatever, and you could be able to block all form of pornography from sites being accessed by your kid. And at the same time, still remember you should be checking the history. If you see that they even attempted even going and it's blocked, you see all those kind of things. For young kids, the younger little ones, we have the net nanny. So it's like a net nanny. So it manages screen time, so you can know how long has a kid been on the screen and all those kind of things. And also you're able to filter inappropriate content and all that. So once again, you can also take a look at net nanny and see if it's something you will want to use. Kaspeki, it's a geofencing. It filters inappropriate content and it also manages your apps. And I think this is also an antivirus kind of thing. But of course, I think there's some subscription payment associated with it. So you can take a look. So these are the 4 applications we think you can take a look depending on your situation. I don't know the age of your kids and I don't know your situation, but these are just pointers that we have for you. You can do your own independent research on them and see which one works best for you, which one will serve you better, and then you can go ahead, either subscribe to the free version, you install the free version and see how it works for you. These are just recommendations, but what we strongly believe is that the first ones that we told you, having a conversation with your child, getting your child to understand and get it into their head so that they will self-control themselves, self-monitor, self-supervise is the best way to go. So those are just few recommendations for you. When we send this in, you can take a snapshot, or when we send a video, you can just take time, go to their websites, and then you can find out what they do for you. Okay? So we've looked at the SmartSapp class that Erica, our senior product manager, demonstrated. And one thing that we can tell you is that if your child is on SmartSapp class, what it means is everything they are doing is on SmartSapp class, and they cannot access anything inappropriate on the platform. That you are 100% sure. Okay, assume to all the parents here, what you can do is to speak to your ward school. When we send you this video, you can share with your ward school and say, hey, we attended this webinar and this is what was in there, and take a look and see if this is something that we can use as a school to make life easy for us, and also to just improve or enhance the learning experience for the children. Or you can also just let them get to our website, or you have all our contacts. You can send us message and say, hey, I want you to talk to my ward school or something. Somebody will reach out and then speak to them. We launched it a couple of weeks ago, and so far the schools are responding really, really well, and they are implementing our platform simply because they think we have a superior platform that really answers all the issues that they were struggling with in other platforms. So our interest is to work together to make sure the kids are learning and they are not left behind. So the future of education during COVID and after COVID. One thing you all need to know, and let's not lie to ourselves, is that it's going to be a bumpy ride. So be prepared. Be ready for it. The ride is going to be bumpy. So prepare your minds and prepare yourselves. It's not going to end soon. Let's even say schools return in January. I can tell you for a fact that no school can have the kids in school for more than 3 hours. They can only just go for 3 hours and go and the next by. So all the school will break the school into two, morning session, afternoon session, so that the numbers are reduced and the contact hours are reduced. But even with that still, it's just a lot of parents will still feel uncomfortable even to send their kids to school. It's just going to be horrible. So, and it's not going to end now. Imagine even your kid's school, if even one kid has the virus, he can bring down the whole school just like that. Just one kid in the school with the virus can bring down the whole school, and all the children will take it back to their houses again, and then it starts. That is why we think this thing is not going away anytime soon. So if you are a teacher, you are a school owner, you are a parent, you got to prepare your mind. You don't need to panic because we are in it already. So whether you panic or you don't panic doesn't make any difference. Just prepare your mind psychologically, be strong, and be ready for the ride. It's going to be bumpy, but we got to go with it. So questions and answers. Let's know what's on your mind, and thank you very much. If you have any questions.